Hi there guys, welcome to the next episode. As you can see, I've got Alice on the lift. The plan today is to get the engine, gearbox, front suspension removed from Alice. I've talked about this now for a few videos about putting the engine in this car, and this video is the start of it. So we're going to get the engine, gearbox and the front suspension out all at the same time in one go. So I'll walk you through where we start. Right, so now I've got her up on the lift. The first thing we want to do, disconnect the battery. After that, what I'm basically going to do is make sure I disconnect everything I can from up here. So we're looking at throttle cables, I'm looking at the cooling system, I need to drain that and disconnect that. I need to disconnect the two hoses to the pipes that go into the car. Need to get rid of the speedo cable, all the electrics that are connected to the engine, any wires, anything like that are all connected to the engine, and I want to drop this lot in one go. Right, so that didn't take long. I think that's everything from above. We've got fuel lines off, the speedo cable, the cooling system's disconnected, the fuel system's disconnected, we've got the carburetor disconnected, all the wiring to it, which is basically just the temp sensor and the oil pressure sensor, and then the fan and things like that. And the battery's off, obviously. The clutch cable's disconnected. So I think what we need to do now, get it up in the air and we'll start disconnecting the stuff from underneath.
Going up. First floor.
So as you may have noticed, I didn't separate the gearbox from the engine, and the plan is to take out the whole lot as one. I also want to take out the front suspension all as one unit. So what we need to do now then is get rid of the rest of the stuff that's attached here. So we need to get rid of the exhaust, we've got to get rid of the engine cradle, and we've got to get rid of the gear stick and the tie bars as well. Well, let's crack on with it. Right, so I think that is everything unattached that I can do from here. You'll notice that I've left The brake calipers are still attached. I don't need to bleed the brakes, so I've just moved them out the way. Disconnected the selector forks there. What I didn't know the first time I did this is that this bolt here has got an Allen key in that hole, so you can undo it that way. I have undone that rear bolt, taken away that one. So this is loose. The whole engine now is pretty much hanging on the engine mount that's up there, and it's also hanging on the 2 bolts that are there. So this whole engine is kind of leaning to one side right now. What should happen now is I should be able to lower it down onto something, which is probably going to be a pallet or something, undo the bolts, and then lift the car off of the engine. Right, cradle out, engine mount on the other side, and I should be able to lift the car straight off of it. Right, so there we go. Engine, gearbox, front suspension, completely removed in one unit.
Love you, bye-bye.
Before I took the engine out, I just marked up around the gearbox here where the gearbox was. I just took a pen from the edge of the gearbox and I kind of traced around the edge of the gearbox, so I know roughly where to cut when I take out that section ready for the bigger gearbox. So that is going to be part of the next video, probably cutting that out. So we're going to need to get rid of that engine mount there, the battery tray. Not quite sure what I'm going to do about the battery tray just yet. I don't really want to put the battery in the boot, so I would like to keep the battery still in the engine bay somewhere, not quite sure where yet. So what's left to do in here now then? Get rid of all the rest of the stuff. There's not a lot in here really. There's the bonnet latch, there's the wiper motor, there's a wiring loom that goes around here, the lights have got to come out, the radiator's got to come out, the lights on this side, the servo bracket ready to go. Then I can start getting it ready for a coat of paint. Well, the good thing about a Mark 1 Ford Fiesta is once you've got the engine out, cleaning the rest of the engine bay doesn't take all that long. The hardest part was getting the steering rack out. It's been sat there forever, so it was a bit tight to get out, but other than that, came out all right. So now the engine bay is nice and empty. Now I want to start to give it a quick clean. I then want to get rid of that bracket to start with, and I have got that to cut out as well. I might have a go with the plasma cutter. Right, that's it for this episode. In the next episode, I'm going to start fitting the engine mount in, take away the old engine mount and weld in the new one. I'll also cut out for the gearbox mount on the other side. We'll put the engine and the gearbox together. We'll test fit it, make sure everything fits as it should do. So if you like what I've seen in this episode, press that subscribe button, and yeah, we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks a lot, and bye-bye.